Rothfuss is king. King!
Don't stop.
This is the second book in the King Killer Chronicles installment. It's so good. If you haven't seen my first review of the first book, what's it called? The Name of the Wind, then please check that out. I'll have it somewhere on the clickety click on the screen. But this is the second book and I can't wait to really get into this book. I'm so sad that I finished this book. So the King Killer Chronicles is just an amazing trilogy. It's so good, and the first two books are just phenomenal and they're so different. Unlike other epic fantasy books, Patrick Rothfuss manages to write a story that doesn't just focus on like the destination. Like, you need to just read this book with an open mind, not expecting it to be chase down the bad guys. We get to see the hero conquer the villain in the end, because it's more so just about the growth of our protagonist, how he became a legend and everything that makes him into that legend. All of his side conquests and his side stories are what make up this book and what make this book so great. This thing is gonna be a classic. This has officially gone up in my like best book of all time list. Wheel of Time up there, like Harry Potter up there, like it is up there. It's so dang good. I just can't believe like I have to wait for the third one now. It's driving me insane. I probably don't have to wait that long. The Wise Men's Fear was made in 2011, early 2011. It's freaking 2016 and I just read it. So I'm imagining and hoping and praying that the third book gets, you know, released sometime in 2017. Like could be doable. I hope it's doable. Please let it be doable. I want the third book. Let's talk about this book, the spoilery section, the meat of the story. I want to get into the book. Everyone that hasn't read the book, I'm gonna need you to leave. Skedaddle, skadoodle, like get out of here. But come back once you've read it. Come back to watch this and we can talk about it. We start this story with Quoth. He's trying to make money and he could like pay for his schooling. Same old problems. He's doing little odd jobs, mixing up weird chemicals, doing whatever he can to get this money. He finally goes to his little spot where he can play music and make some money, and I was just like, why wouldn't you start there? Like, you know that's where you make bank. Why didn't you go there in the first place? But whatever, he didn't. Of course, when he's there, he's looking for dinner. Where's my dinner? I'm sure that surprised nobody. He's always looking for Dinah. And Dinah is at the location with that rich, snobby little bastard, whatever his name was. Run along, peasants. You play folk music? Like, this character was really annoying me. He kind of reminded me of Emily Gilmore. He's like Emily Gilmore in a snobby way. He's not like Emily Gilmore because she's kind of dope at the same time. The scene where he's playing the folk simple music and the other really complex music, and he does that little switcheroo. I see what you did right there. But of course they had to have Marie, whatever, explain it, and it just kind of killed it for me. Then we have Quoth being drugged by Ambrose. This whole part was only entertaining because I liked him saying he wanted to see Fila naked. I really love Fila. I'm sorry. Not here mentally today. I still don't know her name. I really love her. Huge part of me wanted Quoth to end up with her. Wanted them to be together. They just seem like a better fit to me. Like, why can't you like Fela? She's smart, she's gorgeous, and she knows the archives, and she's learning the name of the wind. She's talented. She helped him look through the library. That was true dedication right there. When has Dinah ever done anything like that? Like trying to actually assist and help Quoth. When has Dinah done it? The only time Dinah has tried to help Quoth was when she went on that little mission with him in the first book, and she ended up on drugs. You ended up high. You were trying to help him and you ended up high. Oh, I was just, when Fela fell for Simon, when Quoth described it and he saw that look in that moment where she fell in love with Simon, my heart, like, it broke just a little bit, you guys, because I really wanted her and Quoth together. But I have to say that I do love Simon. He's such a great friend to Quoth and he's such a great character. I see why Fila, I see why she's fallen for Sim. Shoot, I've fallen for Sim. They did such a great job building up Sim's character. Not just Sim's character, Dinah's character, like all of his friends. You get to see this close, tight-knit community. The jokes, the banter, they're so witty. This book is so funny. Oh my God, how funny is this book? What was your favorite line? Quit grabbing at my tits. How many times did you laugh? What was your favorite part? Quit grabbing at my tits. because there's so many funny parts in this book. Case number 1, Professor Elodin. Dude is a nutcase, and I love how he has them provide an interesting fact every time they meet with him. That one kid provides that fact about infinite numbers and finite numbers. Elodin's like, yeah, your next assignment is to get laid, homie. Like, you need to get laid. So good, Professor Elodin. Why did Dinah steal his loot case? Dude was missing his loot case. Like, are you psycho? We know how he is with his loot. She is just mad tripping. He loves that loot. He was so upset that it was stolen. I was upset that it was stolen. I thought Ambrose was the one who took the loot. When it was revealed later that Dinah took it because she was getting him a case, yeah, that's a nice gesture and everything, but it really just goes to show you how little you know Quoth, okay? Fela wouldn't have done that. She wouldn't have done that. Like, I was reading that whole passage just like, I'm so sorry. Well, you should be, you dumb bitch. I just wanted it to fit properly. I left a note. You were supposed to come to dinner so I could surprise you. You weren't even supposed to know it was gone. Well, guess what? He knew it was gone, Trick. He knew it was gone. I knew it was the most important thing in your life. Yeah, it was the most important thing in his life. I just didn't think it would be so. That's why you shouldn't have taken it. God, I'm so stupid. Yeah, you really are. Oh my God, there you go. Always crying again. Always the victim. Dinah and Quoth's argument. He said you be on your knees. That argument, that was intense. I don't even like Dinah, but I felt that argument. I was proud of Quoth for finally kind of saying something to her because she needed to hear it, but he took it a little too far. He almost called her a whore. He was a little rough with her. That was a page turner for me. So we have a really large section and all these side stories that Quoth goes on, many of which that I found enjoyable, some of which I did not really care for, like the Florian. It just kind of seemed random, it kind of seemed out of nowhere. It was interesting. I liked being introduced to all these different cultures, these different people, and getting to know more about this world that Quoth lives in, but Florian was just too long in my opinion. He manages to please her. She's satisfied with his love. What the heck is on my eye? I got makeup all on my face, you guys. We already know Quoth is amazing at everything, but like really, even with sex, your first time, like everyone's first time. I remember, I'm not even trying to go there. But we're gonna skip past it. I just wanna say that I thought that was too long. The other side story, Quoth on the road fighting the bandits. Loved it, big ol' heart right here. I like seeing him work outside of the university. I love having him meet Tempe, and I liked all the stories they told at the campfire. The story about the guy with the screw in his belly button, his booty, the boot tie, the booty cheeks just like falling off. Quoth told this story that didn't seem to really have a point. It was just an interesting story, and I think it was kind of like Pat's commentary on his books, like the Kingkiller Chronicles, because they are a different type of book. They're a story that you enjoy for the story's sake. Maybe there's not a whole giant end point to it, but it's just a good story. I don't know. Not reading too much into that. You got Quoth killing the bandit with the sympathies, and it was gory. Oh my God. And it was great. That was so intense. Using dead body and the organs and connecting them to live people when killing them. I don't know why that thought never occurred to me. Like, we talk about sympathy, they explain it thoroughly, but yeah, I never thought of like doing that with the human body and like using it to commit murder. That was eye-opening. Love how dark and deep this book can go sometimes. Even thinking about the malfeasance, that's intense to think that these arcanists can have that type of power. I just want to learn more, and I want to see more death, more killing. I did think it was kind of stupid that the leader of the bandits supposed to have been one of the Chandrian. I knew something was up with him. He's still walking with an arrow in his leg. So I did imagine him being otherworldly in some way, but to actually be one of the Chandrian, I'm trying too hard to link it right now. Please, you guys. Quoth saving the girl from the fake Edinburgh. I loved how passionate he was, making sure everyone knew that it was not the Edinburgh who stole the girls. He has such pride in his identity. I loved how he stood up to the mayor, his prejudiced wife. They didn't really thoroughly compensate him. He is paying for his university fees, so that's good. But you should have did more. But either way, whatever. He was out of Mayor's place. I didn't really enjoy that section. I really wish they would have done more with Cauticus. We discover that he's poisoning Mayor. We don't really know why. I wish we understood why Cauticus was poisoning him. Oh my God. Dinah's patron. One that's so secretive and always has been secretive, doesn't give her his real name. He beats her occasionally, all that kind of stuff. Did anyone else think that that was Cauticus? First of all, he keeps his name super under wraps. He doesn't want people to know that he's associated with Dinah. And she mentioned how he's kind of a historian. What if he is Dinah's patron. I just don't know. This is why I wanted to know more about Cauticus. There's just so many loose ends, so much I still want to know about. There's so much that still needs to be talked about. Like I don't know how Rothfuss is going to manage to put all this in a third book. I don't understand it. Oh my God. Quoth getting beaten up by the visitors when Bass leaves to attend that little funeral. It was difficult swallowing that, digesting that. It was so incredibly hard to read. Like I literally had to close the book and just like take a deep breath. It really just stirred up emotions inside of me to see him get beaten up by these nobodies. I'm at a loss for words. What happened, Quoth? What happened, man? How did you get here? You get to see how weak he is. Part of me was hoping and praying that he was faking it. And then Bass comes in, who is still a complete enigma. And Bass trying to be like, oh, you're just still sore. You're just still hurt and injured from the fight earlier. You just tell it was pissing Quoth off. And it was so hard reading that. I can't imagine how he feels. What happened to you? Just knowing how trained of a fighter you are. Skilled arcanist. You know the katana. I can't. We know from this book in present day, the Chandrian are still alive and well, and Quoth is a weakling. He's a mess. He can't even fight normal bandits, so I don't know how he's ever going to manage to tackle the Chandrian. Are you even able to defeat them? Like, it's like impossible for them in book 3 to continue to cover why he is the way he is now, and for him to get out of the funk and get strong to defeat the Chandrian. There's just no way they're gonna be able to do that all in the 3rd book. So I would imagine that the Chandrian is something he never actually accomplishes. I just doubt that's ever gonna happen. And I don't even care as long as we get to understand why he's at where he's at right now, like what happened, you know? I'm more invested in Quoth and his development and seeing his story than seeing him defeat his foe and his arch nemesis. And that's what's so special about this book, and Rothfuss and his writing and the style of this book is just so different. It's just so unique. So Quoth, you know, we get to see him grow as a person, as a man, as an arcanist, as a fighter. And it's really funny because he goes on all these little hustles, right? And then he comes back to university and it's kind of like, oh, you're in the same spot you were, but you really aren't. You've seen so much of the world, you've done so much, you've learned so much. You're not the same person, even though your external circumstances seem the same. His growth when it comes to being able to call the name of the wind and to see things the way Professor Elladan was telling him to. And he's called the name of the wind so many times. I loved the time where he did it and he was with the Adim and he did it for that last test. That was just so Quoth. It was so Quoth. He's just such a showboat. That moment took the cake. But seeing that moment, seeing him use the name of the wind, even with Felurian, like, it was so funny. It just seemed so natural. And I didn't even realize how natural it seemed to me. People talk about getting, you know, that willful suspension of disbelief. And oh my gosh, this story, the magic and the world that it's created is so beyond believable. I don't have to force myself to suspend that disbelief at all. I never have to force myself. It's fluid, it's there. And there's this beauty in that. There's true beauty in that. I just think it's amazing. Did you like The Wise Man's Fear, book number 2, better than The Name of the Wind? What do you think might happen in book 3? I would love to hear your opinion on that. I'm having a difficult time really trying to decide which is better. Like, there's some aspects of The Name of the Wind that's better than Wise Man's Fear, but there's some aspects of Wise Man's Fear that's better than Name of the Wind. I just love this book so much. Top 3 book series of all time. One of my favorite books ever. I love this series. So hopefully book number 3 is gonna come, and when it does, I'm gonna be on it. I'm so excited for book 3. I know that there's book 2.5, The Slow Regard of Silent Things, and it's supposed to be from Ari's point of view and her story or something like that, which I'm sorry, I don't have any interest in reading. I just don't. I've never really cared for Ari as a character. I've always just wondered, like, what's your purpose? And I'm sure Rothfuss has a point. Trust in his writing style and his ability enough to believe that there's a point to her. But yeah, I don't care about her enough to read The Slow Regard of Silent Things. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go. Hope you guys enjoyed this book talk. Don't forget to check out more. I have a lot more books coming, a lot more things going on right now. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.